Alright, so apparently there's this whole thing called mukbang, and where people basically eat a bunch of shit while they talk on the camera, and I feel like I got stuff to say, but I'm like, I wanna fucking eat shit. So I'm like, maybe I should do the same thing at the same time, and whatever happens, happens. So, let's see what happens, right? You wanna share this experience with me? Oh, yeah. Oh, give it to me. Anyways, I'm not crazy, I swear. I promise. I took my medication this morning. So, right now, I ain't gonna show you the whole thing, but I got... It's so lame compared to, like, some of the people that go, like, they go all out and get some fucking bomb-ass fucking food and shit. All I got here is fucking bowl of mac and cheese. But it's like, it's all good, because, you know, I'm gonna post that shit. I'm gonna post my shit, eating my shit, and if you don't like it, then fuck you. Whatever. So, got some mac and cheese. Oh yeah, look at that. No, I did not just pretend to eat that bowl. You're fucking crazy. I'm crazy. I know that. Fuck, whatever. So let's begin, right? How does this work? What's it called? Like the first bite or whatever? I'm getting some messages and shit on my phone. So anyways. I don't even know if I'm gonna post this shit. Like, I'm fucking weird right now. But it's like, it's fucking weird because the past few days I've kind of gone through like an entirely life-changing emotional crisis that has torn me down, ripped me apart, shred me to pieces. But at the same time, I've talked to a lot of people and they've shown me, like, you know, it's not the end of the world. Whatever happens, happens, and I'm strong enough to be able to handle it. And as much as, like, when you're in that moment, okay, basically I had a breakup with a boyfriend that I was with for almost 4 years. Biggest, longest relationship that I've had in my entire life. So, yeah, it was kind of fucking a big deal. And my initial reaction was, holy shit, what am I gonna do? I can't handle this. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do without him. But then the more and more I thought about it, and the more I started talking to people, they were like, you know, of course people were saying like, oh, you'll get through it, like, don't worry about it, you'll find other people, there's more fish in the sea, blah blah blah. And it's like, on one hand, that's like the last thing you want to think about, and like, that's the last thing you want to hear. But on the other hand, it's like, I started taking a step back and I was like, shit, they might be right. Like, I don't know, I don't want to put a lot of details in about the whole thing, but it's just like, if it happens, his fucking loss, I don't know. I know I'm a fucking crazy bitch, but it's like, at the same time, it's like, I put up with a lot of fucking bullshit. So anyways, long story short, that's what happened. I can't even remember what I was talking about right now, but let's just take another bite of this motherfucking mac and cheese. Right? Holy shit. I don't even know what the whole point of this video was. You know what the funny thing is? When I was in high school, I used to hate the fact that when I chewed on stuff, like my chin kind of like scrunches like that. I was super self-conscious about that because I would look at other people or like people on like look at that fucking hair. My fucking baby hair is up there like going crazy. I would watch like commercials or something where like I remember this one commercial like for some nature bar, like some natural whatever. It was like she goes up and she hikes up on this hill and the camera surrounds her and she takes this bite of this thing and she's like and it's like, you know, they make it super sexual but like not sexual, so they're like, oh, it's not sexual, but it's like it totally is because you can tell. But it's like she takes a bite and she's like and it's like I looked at her chin and I was like, her chin doesn't scrunch up like mine does. And at that point in time I was like, huh, is there something wrong with me? Because I didn't think in my head that, hello, Photoshop, hello, like, all that fucking camera angles and fucking people are just different. I don't know. So I was like, I was super self-conscious about that. The other thing that I've always been self-conscious about is my nose. I always thought that I had a really ugly, large nose. I don't like the fact, if you look at it, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna fucking show you some fucking personal shit right now. It's fucking crooked. So it's like this nostril is larger than that one. And if you look really closely, like I have in the mirror many times, many a time in my life, back in my day, like it looks different. So like this side, I kind of like this side. It's okay. This side, it's like it kind of like dips down more, and I've never liked that about my nose. The other thing is like I don't remember like if I broke it or something in my past, but it's like it's kind of bent, so like shadows and stuff will, depending on the shadows and like the angle of my face, it kind of like makes it look bigger or smaller or weird and stuff. So I've never liked that either. The other thing that I've never liked about my face is my eyes and my eyelids. Actually, I don't know if you can tell, but like, well shit, it's not looking like it right now. I don't know, but when I was younger, one of my eyelids would only fold once, and then the other one would fold twice. So it was like, I don't know if you can kind of see it, like just a little bit. Not really, but like literally that tiny small detail I hated. And I was like, that's something wrong, you know? The other thing I didn't like, which is surprising because I love it now, I love my smile now. I used to hate my smile because I didn't like the fact that my gums showed so much when I smile, like this. I didn't like that, like, you know, that showed. So it's really weird that you can, as you're growing, especially as you're growing up as a girl, I mean, guys go through this stuff too. I'm not trying to say girls are the only people that go through it, but it's like, I've experienced it as a girl, so I can't speak for guys. I can speak for a girl who was always very self-conscious, who, I was raised in a great household, but it's just like, you still see that stuff in the magazines and everything, telling you like, oh, you're not thin enough, you're not pretty enough. And at that point, it's like I didn't realize what like Photoshop was and everything. So it was like, I would look at their stomachs and I'd be like, dang, dude, they have like the perfect stomach, they have the perfect nose that just like is like kind of like tilts up a little bit and it's like small, and you know, everything was flawless. And I was just like, I would nitpick all the tiny things about me. The other thing I didn't like was all the moles that I have. Like this, all these small moles and stuff that I have. I hated that. I thought it was like disgusting. And now it's like I can barely even notice them. And the other thing is like I kind of like them. Like, to be honest, I'm really lucky that they've ended up in like such, you know, like nice places on my face. Like, at least it's not like I have one like right on my nose or some like big giant one right here or like whatever. But yeah, I was like, I looked at other people and I was like, they don't have that. Why do I have this? And what's wrong with me? So it was just like a really hard thing growing up and thinking like that you were different and you were like super ugly. And looking back, I was a very healthy weight when I was younger. And I didn't think that at the time. I thought I was fat. I even did certain drugs to make sure that I lost weight, because somebody told me that if you do a certain drug, you could lose weight, like you could lose 7 pounds in 2 days. And I was like, fuck yeah. I didn't, my teenage mind wasn't thinking like, that's completely unhealthy. That's totally illogical. And like, you should not do that. My brain was thinking, losing 7 pounds in 2 days? Hell yeah. I want to be thinner. And as, like, if I can do that as fast as possible, let's do it. So that's what happened. And a lot of my time in high school was focused on my looks, and just, I was very self-conscious. Always thinking like, you know, other people looked better than me. There was something wrong with me, things like that. And it's just like, it breaks you down. And it's just, looking back now, it's just like, part of me wants to go and just like bitch slap that craziness out of my past self and be like, dude, you're fucking crazy, knock this shit out. But the other part of me is like, wants to go back and like cuddle her and like say, look, you're totally fine the way you are. Don't let anybody think, or like, don't let anybody tell you otherwise.